This is Baseline, a podcast about baseball for people who know nothing about baseball. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Andrew.
And I'm closing the book on Chris Davis. I'm done. Like,
yeah?
I'm fully, yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, it's as much as it was a bad story this year, it was really kind of a good story this year as well. And I think we'll look somewhat fondly back at this time as one where
it's a story of
kind of...
It's a recovery story, right? It's like, It
is.
Yeah.
Sort of redemption. Like it's got all the check boxes for sort of a Lifetime movie waiting to happen, maybe.
Yes, exactly.
If you let Bleacher Report maybe write the script to a Lifetime movie.
It would be called The Slump.
It would be called The Slump. It absolutely would.
This summer, the motion picture event of the season.
That sounds like Beethoven 2 almost.
Beethoven
like you're trying to Beethoven 2, The Slump.
Spy Kids 4.
Chris Davis is Spy Kid 5.
Chris Davis is Beethoven 2.
BleacherReport.com's got an article here just sort of outlining kind of from day one and how, Davis got through all this stuff. It's like an editorialized version of this. If you want to sort of, like I said, close the book on this, this would be the way to do it. It's got some nice photography and stuff going on over there.
Right. It's entitled How to Break a Slump. And it turns out the answer is to hit a ball. But I think it's more complicated than that.
Is it, though? Is it? I'm pretty sure it's pretty much that. Giants were in a slump this year because up until, and I'm loading up this story right now, up until April 26th, the Giants had not scored in the first inning yet this year. It's been almost a month since the Giants scored a run in the first inning. I guess, going back to late last year. Okay, if you apply sort of the Chris Davis rules of being in a slump, Giants were probably in a slump for, I don't know, almost, 30 days plus for this. And that's just kind of it's not great. It's not great baseball.
Not fun. Doesn't attract the fans.
Well, it just makes me not want to tune into the game early on.
Right.
Like I'll catch... It's like the Warriors, right? Like you're watching a basketball game and you realize, well, what really matters is the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. And that's when you turn on basketball.
The Reds have been doing this. Well, no, actually, I'm thinking of it in the wrong way. The Reds have been doing sort of the opposite thing where they score a lot in the early innings and then they completely blow it by the later innings. So a lot of texts I've received from my dad lately are like, oh, they're up by 5. Let's hope they don't ruin it again.
Yes. That Giants were sort of in that same boat back in 2010 when they I guess donned the hashtag torture for all their late inning bouts with like big teams, and then they would put the closer in there and they would say that it was torture because you were watching like the closer in that game load the bases, and then one run would come over, and then they'd get out of the inning, and then the next inning someone else comes in, and it's like
it's like the ninth inning, and it's like your job is literally to throw for 3 strikeouts, and you're doing the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, and while that makes for hot drama in baseball, it's as a fan of that team, that's not what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's not the kind of drama you want.
No, I want my guy to be lights out. Like just get, like you said, get 3 strikeouts. Yeah, that is ideal.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep. 9 pitches, 3 outs. Do it. Like or 3 pitches, 3 outs. That's all we pop it up every single time, and that would be that would be wonderful. Hey, speaking of which, this is not in the show notes, but your Reds played my Giants.
They did
this past weekend, I believe, and boy, not to add sort of insult to injury with some of the stuff that I had going on this weekend, but Giants got hit up by your Reds because on this, I don't know when the last time this happened, but 3 consecutive pitches by Jeff Samardzija were hit into the stands, resulting in 3 pitches and 3 home runs.
Yep.
It was, what? Are you kidding?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I just want you to I don't want you to feel too bad about that because the Reds are still not very good. But sometimes they have a good day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just sort of like, it doesn't matter how these teams can be doing. You're going to end up with these very strange, like to hit 1 off the first pitch. Not that rare. It happens sometimes. First pitch of a game usually is my favorite, where it's like, you just want the pitch to go right down the middle. It's going to be a strike, and everyone, it's a nice golf clap for it being the first pitch of the game. Exactly. And then the broadcasters can be like, and first pitch, it's 75 degrees outside and sunny and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But when it's homered on the first pitch, it's just sort of like, wake up, people. Baseball's here. That's right. Exactly. But to have back-to-back pitches be hit like that, that's wild enough. And then the third pitch that you think like, okay, that's it, right?
Yeah,
like
surely he can't do... Yes. Surely there can't be another dinger coming.
Nope. And of course, it happened.
Surprise.
Surprise. Got it. Takes a little while. Have to find the window.
There's so many in here now that it's a mess. But anyway, I feel like you didn't with this Giants thing. You didn't cap it off. You explained that they had not scored in the first inning,
and now they have. I guess is that I sort of buried the lead, right?
Anyway,
you won a brand new.
It's a new car.
I would love to have won something like there should be, like ML bingo, maybe where you're like trying to where you're trying to like, I don't know, mark all these off during a week, making sure you have a position player pitching,
E3,
making sure that
K2,
yep,
S1, B1.
What are we spelling?
Oh, I'm just saying because you can have like an E3, which is an error, and then K, right? K1,
yeah. Ooh, baseline bingo. Okay.
B1, B2, B3, B4, F1.
Yep. Okay. I may have to put something like this together because that would be. I'd love to see.
I mean, you should do like that would be like stats bingo, but then we need like a weird baseball bingo.
I think weird baseball bingo, also deemed baseline bingo.
Can I skip ahead for a moment and say what I think?
Yeah, please.
What I think you should automatically win weird baseball bingo if it happens is the game is delayed because of a swarm of bees.
That's sort of like it's a blackout, right?
Yeah, right. You can just clear the whole board.
Get everything.
Right.
Clear the board. Yeah, 100%. So what happened here?
Well, when my Cincinnati Reds played your San Francisco Giants on the 6th of May, the game was delayed in starting because there was a swarm of bees in the stadium. Or rather, to be more specific, on the playing field, swarming the playing field. So they called everyone off the field and gave it about 18 minutes until the bees, I guess, got bored and went somewhere else. But yeah, bees. And like, there's a tweet that we'll have in the show notes with the video. It's
got some live audio here, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go. Just some real high quality bee buzzing.
Like there was quite a lot of bees buzzing around. It was visible on camera. It looked kind of apocalyptic.
These are really intense bees. Like
they
it's multiple.
Seemed very angry.
Yeah,
But then one of the Reds players, Derek Dietrich, he donned a bunny suit and like a tank of, I don't know, some sort of liquid, like an exterminator tank or whatever, and he was running around pretending to spray. What I noticed about this video is that the umpires do not seem particularly amused, and frankly, I've had it with umpires who are no fun. Because first they steal the bat from Finn the Bat Dog, and then they're just like, oh, look at this dummy running around. Like, it's great. The fans are entertained, and the umpires are just looking at him like he's a complete moron. This one guy's got his arms crossed. Like, lighten up, dude. There's bees, on the field. We're going to have fun with it while we're waiting.
He is going right in the face of the umpires, which is good.
Oh, wait a minute. He wants to show the umpire who he really is. Oh,
you got to have the gold chain swag, right. Even if
he pauses for a moment and unbuttons the couple buttons so that his gold chain is visible, which is also hilarious.
You know what? The fans are standing and there's not much to do, so why not entertain the fans?
It's great. It was great.
Yeah. That's the thing. Oh, and then he bows. It's very good. Boy, yeah, bees, huh?
Bees.
I just can't believe, like, there are still fans. They're just like sitting there.
Yeah,
they're watching.
Yeah, maybe the netting protects them. I don't know.
Hey, a new use for Major League Baseball, sort of adding the netting to there. Would be nice if it was a little tighter.
Don't worry, this is insect netting.
Yeah, and do we know what caused the bees, or it was just sort of like
it's not clear. There was a great, I think if I scroll back here, there was a video where the announcers referred to the bee guy at the stadium, which is a funny thought that they have some kind of bee guy. But yeah, I don't know. It sounded like this sort of thing happens sometimes.
Yes, I think there have also been like, well, the Giants, see, the thing is with the Giants, they deal with seagulls, and seagulls are huge, but to watch seagulls swarming towards the end of a Giants game, you can both see them and hear them on the telecast. It is like a scene from The Birds. They're swarming out in the bleachers, sort of in the outfield, waiting for all the French fries to drop, waiting for all the people to leave so that they can get all the French fries.
Reds are now on the field. During that interview, the crew chief came over to David Bell and said the bees have swarmed away from the field. The worry is they talked to whoever the bee guy is, for lack of a better term, here at Great American Ballpark. When they're swarming, there's nothing they can do about it. So they have swarmed off the field. The crew chief was worried about them swarming back on the field, and the worry was about burning the starting pitcher. Didn't want to put the starting pitcher out there. The bees come back, and then you have to shut down that pitcher down. So they literally left it up to David Bell and Derek Johnson. When are you comfortable to put Anthony DeSclafani on the field? Right now they're comfortable. Game on.
It would be pretty funny if they were like, okay, go on out there and pitch, and then it's like, oh no, the bees are back.
Yeah. I mean, do you... that's really tough.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there are some folks who are allergic, but I don't know what a swarm of bees would do to a baseball player. It's a lot of movement, right? Like, especially for the pitcher, it would for sure throw him out of his rhythm. And I don't know. It's very, very interesting to me. A storm of bees. It's sort of like it comes and goes, and you're just sort of like waiting for the delay. I think the thing that sort of encapsulated it for me was both, yes, Derek Dietrich sort of getting on the field and making light of the situation, but also the Jumbotron showing like bee delay,
right? Basically,
today's
game is delayed due to a swarm of bees or whatever it said.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. Well, speaking of wild, we've got some wild minor league caps going on. What the heck are all of these? It's got the chanclas, which I like. I remember talking about those. We've got some fighting ears of corn, what looks to be like a pig being chopped up for meat.
Right. So my understanding is that this is for the Copa de la Diversión, which is,
okay.
It says here, 72 teams from the entry levels of the minors will set aside certain game nights to completely transform their team identity to honor the city's local Hispanic and Latinx communities. So this is sort of, like we had the chanclas. There's one that looks like a margarita. There's one that looks like a churro. I like because it's a churro wearing a cowboy hat, and then he's batting with another churro.
I think it's cinnamon. I think it's a cinnamon stick.
Okay, so it's a churro holding a cinnamon stick. Just want to say, cinnamon sticks are very brittle. I don't think you're going to be able to hit a ball very well with the cinnamon stick.
No. Now that I'm looking at it, it does look like the churro, like sort of the anthropomorphized churro, has pulled off his one leg that he would have and is using it to then bat.
Right, the San Jose churros.
Very good.
You have the Clinton elotes, which is apparently kind of street food. Grilled corn on the cob, often served on a stick with salt, chili powder, cheese, mayo, juices, and more. Quick question. Why isn't that a stadium food item that we've encountered before?
Well, more on that later.
Not the big surprise.
San Jose churros is very good. Corpus Crispy raspas.
Yeah.
I don't know what a raspas is. But,
it doesn't explain.
Hispanic culture, coastal blend. Yeah.
Yep.
It's. I like sort of the like stylized look that has.
Right. And then the El Paso margaritas, which is really great. I think my MVP, just scrolling down through these, is probably the hickory llamas. Because look at that. Look at that llama.
Just sort of chilling.
Yeah.
It's got no worries. Like if you ever tried to turn an animal into a mascot for a sports team, you usually have to like make it angry. It's sort of like got its furrowed brow and it's kind of like, I'm angry because sport, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And this llama is not necessarily angry, but a little indifferent. Like the llama knows that it's boss. And that it's just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna kick your butt no matter what. I do like the gallos. As you scroll down, it's sort of like this chicken with it's a red cap, yellow accents, and then
that one's
brim.
Yep, that's pretty good too.
A lot of different colors going on. Pretty great.
I'm scrolling down. There's the Round Rock chupacabras.
Yeah,
which I find pretty good. There are the Lansing, Michigan locos, which is just looks like a bird who's got nuts.
Yes.
The Erie, Pennsylvania piñatas. The Charleston Perros Santos, and the editor's note says, this one's pretty effed up. It's a dead dog. And it is indeed a dead dog.
But it is stylized in the way that sort of a Day of the Dead thing would be, and it's got a halo. It's a nice mixture of kind of cultural icons, I suppose.
Another good one down here: the the Fresno Lowriders. Look at that.
Now, see, the Fresno Lowriders is good. Fresno used to be tacos,
really,
and the Fresno Grizzlies used to do tacos, which was also a good look. But the Lowriders is sort of like a.
I feel like that's a deeper cut than just tacos.
It is for sure. Yeah. Definitely like a more of a California car culture sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Very good. These are also all very, very good. I believe they are for sale as well. Yeah. So if you're looking to get sort of a, and they do this every year. So
if you need 30 caps, here's 30 that you don't even have to worry about.
That's right.
Just go and get them all.
And mostly food items, which I love.
Yeah.
So it's, Speaking of food items, you've got one more link in here before we get to our funny business.
I have.
Ballpark food.
This is a tweet from NPR, oddly enough, and it says, this is 1/, so this is apparently a tweet storm or a thread, but it says, at ballparks these days, a hot dog is no longer just a hot dog. A sub is no longer just a sub. I don't know how to pronounce this properly. I don't want to mess it up. Bulgogi?
Bulgogi. Yes.
Meet the Bulgogi hoagie. Pretty good. A concoction found at Nationals Park that's piled high with Korean barbecue beef, caramelized onions, and kimchi whiz. It's certainly something. I have to say, I go to a taco place pretty regularly where they have Korean barbecue tacos, and those are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong sort of with the like sweet soy based beef marinades with sort of like a kimchi flair to it. I think that does pretty well with most modern palates because it's different, right? Like you're looking for some salty stuff, some sort of beefy thing. I think the twist here obviously is sort of the kimchi whiz on it, which is going to be very cheesy and maybe not as kimchi, but there's plenty of kimchi on there already. Yeah. So I don't know.
Kimchi whiz is both very good and very bad at the same time.
I appreciate
That's
it, and the Washington the Washington Nationals make a number of different sort of over the top dishes, which we will get into momentarily, but to sort of cleanse your palate of this briefly, it does say a hot dog is no longer just a hot dog. Now, MLB, I feel like, is trying to poke the bear here a little bit because I went to MLB's Food Fest.
You did.
And it was a heck of a time, for sure. Lots to get into, obviously. But in Los Angeles and New York each year, they have all of the major league teams, including sort of places where baseball is also pretty big. They had a Japanese stand, a Mexican stand, and a British stand, I suppose. Not with teams necessarily, but with sort of their like ballpark fare that they like to enjoy there. But specifically, what I wanted to show you was what would this be? Like a ballot box of sorts with ping pong balls in it.
Right.
That the festival goers that I was rubbing elbows with here could cast their vote for, and as the wall says, is a hot dog a sandwich?
The age-old question.
The age-old question. You could say yay or nay, and it would sort of split the baseball in half between what you wanted to vote. So you'd throw your ball on the top, and it would obviously sit there. So, one, I need your vote, and two, how do you think I voted?
So I would vote yay, I think. And I think that you probably voted that way, too.
That is correct. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
100%. So, obviously, age-old question, and something apparently that people are pretty divided on.
Strongly about,
the nays are outweighing the yays at this point, but as the night went on, I feel like it got a little more even.
Oh yeah,
but still, it's sort of I don't know how how is it that folks are so divided on this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that, like, a hot dog's a sandwich. It's fine. That doesn't mean anything.
It's got bread, it's got meat, it's got,
it doesn't change anything.
It absolutely
it's not
doesn't
like it's going to
change
completely destroy your world, your understanding of the world. It's just kind of like, I guess it is. Isn't that interesting?
I guess if you were at a ballpark, though, and you're going down the road, you're like, anybody want anything? I'm going to go grab a hot dog. And someone says, yeah, grab me a sandwich. And you bring them back like a BLT, they're going to be a little peeved. Depends on your definition here.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's more of it's kind of like you've got a cascading decision tree of, is it a sandwich? Yes, no. Okay, within that sandwich category, then let's break it down into your multitudes of sandwiches.
I feel like it is a sandwich, but it's not the kind of sandwich that you think of when you think of sandwiches, or indeed when you type sandwich into like an emoji picker. That shows you two flat pieces of bread. Yeah, right.
It's more of the species than the genus,
yeah,
right?
It's like asking if something is a mammal, It's like elephants are mammals, but they don't look like anything, they don't look anything like us. That doesn't make it weird.
Is a hot dog a mammal? Would have maybe been a better question.
I think I
to
can
put
say
on that
no.
wall.
pretty categorically.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm no biologist, but
to sort of wrap up my time at the MLB Food Fest, I started going around to each of these booths, and I should say, first and foremost, I enjoyed myself. This was a pretty great event. It was indoors, so I wasn't having to really deal with the elements. It was in some sort of like art gallery type thing, and they had shut down half of the art gallery to prepare all the food, and then the other half was where people would go eat and sort of enjoy themselves. But there was a booth for every single major league team there, and each team had one dish. And so I and my partner decided to get the VIP pass so that we could try every single one. And
naturally,
it sounds like a great idea on paper, but these portions are half portions of what you get at the ballpark. So if you go down all 30 MLB teams, that's 15 full portions of ballpark food. Yes. It was a lot of food.
Yep, I can imagine.
I could not deal with it. And we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You should have asked if you could take it to go and then walked out with 15 to go containers and enough meals for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
though
pretty
I'm not
much.
sure how much a bulgogi hoagie is going to last in the fridge.
Yeah,
or if it's going to turn out well.
Not that great. Well, and a lot of this was fried food, right? And so, like, you're getting, you're just
difficult
it's a lot
to
of the
properly
same flavors.
reheat fried food too.
Most definitely. So, because of all of this wide variety of dishes, for this episode, we played this over on the Good Stuff Morning Show as well. Morning Show.
Yes, and I was specifically instructed not to listen to the episode, and I have not.
That's right.
Scout's honor. It was tough because there was a day when I ran out of podcast episodes to listen to, except for that one, and I just went and found more podcasts to listen to, but...
Taking suggestions for ways that we can get Andrew to not listen to the things I tell him not to listen to, I guess. I haven't done that before, obviously. This was just sort of a case where I didn't have enough time to prepare a game for Kenny, and so I was like, I'll just do the thing that we did. And so that's what happened. So if you're looking for, and truthfully, I think you're going to do a lot better than he did. But go listen to that morning show.
Wow. Don't put that kind of pressure
over
on me.
Yeah, well, that's true. Goodstuff.fm/morning show. Go do it. All right, so let's get into this then. I think it's best for you to pull up a list of all the major league teams, just so you sort of you've got all the options there for you. And I'm going to name the dish. I'm going to tell you what's in it, and then you are going to have to guess the team.
All right. I have a list of teams here. Not very well formatted.
Okay,
I've got a better formatted list of teams here.
Okay, all right, good, perfect. You could maybe a map. I don't know.
Figure it out.
It doesn't matter. Just remember that it is U.S. based teams, and also there is one Canadian team. So that's baseball. All right, first one here. All the way half smoke. This is Ben's half smoked sausage, chili sauce, white onion, cheddar on a fresh bun. What team?
Half smoked. Kansas City? Oh.
Washington Nationals.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
I'm
picking up on zero associations between those two things. So
I will say some of them do definitely have associations.
What was the name of that dish?
All the way half smoked.
Oh, okay.
Like quote unquote.
See,
I
thought maybe they'd call it like Teddy's half smoked or something, you know?
Yeah.
Really some missed opportunities there is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It looks a lot like the bulgogi hoagie. So if you sort of...
they're probably the exact same dish. They just put kimchi on the one.
Likely, yes. It did not taste like that though. It was gosh. I'm going to show you some photos of these in our.
I've been waiting for this.
It's a lot, really. That was me. That was me after the festival for sure. Next one, Dilly Dog.
Oh,
Dill pickle, Angus beef hot dog, cornstarch, corn dog batter, eggs, yellow mustard. What team?
Dilly Dog. See, this is. I want to say St. Louis, but I feel like I'm being faked out.
Is that your final answer, Regis?
I'll say St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah.
Texas Rangers.
Okay.
So you get the hot dog was on the inside of the pickle, and then that was battered and deep fried.
That's concerning.
Yes, that
mental image was not like I was just like
yeah. Again, I'm gonna show you.
Nope.
I'm gonna show you
Nope.
these.
Nope.
I feel bad for you mainly because you may want to your first inclination will be to put these in the show notes, but I prefer that you do not because it's a lot.
Yep.
It's not very appetizing at times. Next one, pulled pork pierogi hoagie. It's pulled pork, barbecue sauce, potato and cheese pierogies, crispy onions, hoagie bun. What team?
Well, White Sox.
That's a good guess, I would say. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay, yeah. See, I was thinking of places that have like known Polish populations. What with pierogies,
right?
So
pretty much, yeah. That's a pretty good way to try and grok some of this.
Yeah. Well, I'm reaching for literally anything here.
The pierogies in a sandwich was a lot. I did not like it.
I can imagine, yeah. Because you're already biting into a sandwich, and then you get a bite of pierogi, and it's like...
It was just like bread on bread on bread kind of tasting. Just everything was beige, you know? Number 4? So you're 0 for 3 right now. If we were counting, you would have struck out, but I've got more for you. Next one. Ultimate cheese fry, craft beer fries, cheddar cheese sauce, cheddar cheese curds, applewood smoked bacon, minced chives. What team?
I'll go with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Hey, very good.
Cheese. They're nothing
cheese
if
and beer.
not predictable
and cheese
in
and beer.
Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is a good one. Next one. Pastrami sandwich. Spice rubbed and smoked beef brisket, rye bread, spicy mustard, pickle wedge. What team?
I want to say like one of the New York teams. Yankees?
Oh, close. New York Mets.
I had a 50-50 shot.
Yep. But that was probably one of my favorites from the day. The smoked beef brisket was super thick cut, and they gave you plenty of spicy mustard. So it definitely had kind of a homemade New York pastrami sandwich vibe for sure. All right, and this one was probably the most wild dish I had: roasted grasshoppers. They are
Nope.
Oaxacan chapulines, I guess, or what they're called. Chili lime salt seasoning. What team?
Chili lime. Okay. Arizona Diamondbacks?
It is the Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners are very well known for their roasted grasshoppers. This was one of those things that they introduced 2 seasons ago, I want to say, or 3 seasons ago. But
I just want to make it clear that I do not want to ever be known for anything related to grasshoppers. I'm just laying it out here on the table.
Yeah, so I should say I ate all these. These were all the dishes I ate.
Oh, dear.
This wasn't just stuff that was...
I need Aaron's
they were
sound clip. I don't have it, but oh well. I'll get it from him for next time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just lots of crickets.
Yeah.
Grasshoppers. Mm-hmm. Barbecue watermelon pulled pork. Pulled pork, handcrafted watermelon barbecue sauce, cabbage slaw, pickles, potato chive bun. What team?
Astros?
That's what I would have gone to. Like, give me some sort of barbecue, some sort of like southern business with the barbecue sauce. No, Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay, no. They no. I require that they have poutine and nothing else.
Right? That's what I'm saying. 100%. I could not, or some sort of like fried bird situation.
Quick side note here. There's a chain of pastry places in Canada called Beaver Tails, and what these pastries are, they're sort of like funnel cake dough, but just sort of spread out in the shape of a beaver tail. Just sort of a long flat piece of fried dough, and then they put any variety of usually sweet stuff on it, like Nutella or maple syrup or like peanut butter and M&Ms. I did learn they have a poutail, which consists of this fried dough topped with poutine, and that should be what the Blue Jays sell.
I agree.
Yeah,
that sounds wonderful.
Just laying that out there.
I would be all over that.
Yeah. So Blue Jays, Beaver Tails people, get your people talking to each other, make that happen.
Executive food chef Andrew Huster coming in with the recommendations. Listen, I'm a baseball park food consultant. I'm here just to help you. This next one I definitely ate as well. Rocky Mountain oysters. Breaded cowboy caviar, French fries, cocktail sauce.
That's got to be the Colorado Rockies.
Thank you. I was
going to be so mad if it wasn't, because that's a serious fake out.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain oysters. Yeah. It's
the Philadelphia Phillies.
Right. Yep. I mean, it could have been. Mm-hmm. Though they were chewy.
Yeah.
I won't say anything more than that. Mm-hmm. Next one. Dagwood grilled cheese, smoked ham, honey turkey, bacon, provolone, American cheese. This is sort of like a stack on stack on stack situation where you've got bread, cheese, meat, bread, cheese, meat, bread. So you had like a bread in between everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was a lot.
Dagwood. Is that the Phillies?
Unfortunately, it is not. It is the Atlanta Braves.
Okay. All right. I don't know what Atlanta's famous for cuisine-wise.
We got 5 more here to get through. I'll wrap it up now. Hot pork schnitzel, pork tenderloin, hot sauce, coleslaw, jalapeno, brioche bun. What team?
Hot pork schnitzel. Reds? Yeah.
Hey, there you go. It was also called the hot Cincinnati pork schnitzel.
We love our schnitzel.
I had to drop the name of the city.
Holy schnitzel, as they say.
It was good. It was probably one of my favorites that I had. The like hot breadedness of it and the coleslaw, just nice combo. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Boy, now I want schnitzel.
Mm-hmm. You recommended that this be one of the dishes that's available, and at one team's ballpark, it is elote nuggets, corn nuggets, queso cojita, cayenne, mayonnaise, cilantro, lime juice, garlic, salt, pepper.
Oh,
so it's just sort of like little nugs of fried corn bits.
Is that the Padres?
That is a great guess. Chicago White Sox.
Alrighty. Okay.
I think it's an Illinois thing, maybe, with all the corn or something.
Well, yeah, could be. Yeah. I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's clear that a lot of teams went way out of their lanes, I would say. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
yeah. A
lot of teams are reaching here.
Yes, for sure. Fat Rooster. And not to be normative of other roosters, but that's just the name they gave it. Not sure why. Spicy fried chicken breast, Frank's hot sauce, buttermilk, habanero powder, garlic, Cajun seasoning, white pepper, Lowry seasoning, vinegar-based coleslaw, house-made pickle, honey mayo, milk bun. It was a lot. Again, I've said that 100 times this episode. It was a lot.
That sounds like a lot. Yeah. And boy, I really have no idea where to begin with this.
Just sort of like point and choose at this point.
Minnesota Twins.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Boston Red Sox.
Cleveland Indians.
What?
Oh,
Cleveland.
It was really spicy as
Cleveland
well.
always being a little extra and not doing it very well.
Just put everything in there. Yeah. It's fine. Just throw it all in. It was for sure like the longest list out of every single other food stand in there. That had the longest list of all the ingredients. Kind of wild.
Yeah, I'll say.
Next one. Hot lobster roll. Fresh lobster, lemon, mayo, chives, butter grilled brioche.
Hot lobster.
Hot lobster.
Get your hot lobster, fresh lobster. I'm imagining a concession person going up and down the stands just with lobsters on sticks.
Holding the lobster.
They're steaming. Yep. Hot lobster. Boy. Oh, well, no. That, Red Sox? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
That was the only one that made any sort of sense.
Absolutely. Yep. All right, last one. We'll wrap it up with this one. And again, like this is sort of out of left field, if you would. Kung Pao chicken drumstick.
Oh, boy.
Sweet and spicy glazed chicken, pan-fried peanuts, scallions. What team?
Oh, goodness. Oh. I mean, Kung Pao chicken. That's not Dodgers.
Close. Anaheim Angels.
Oh, all right.
So, somewhat close to them, but yeah, and that's of course how you play a round of MLB Food Fest. Name that team. I guess I gotta workshop that name, but boy. You didn't win a car. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right. But it's not bad. Yeah. I'm not going to make you go sit down. You can stay here and tell me about.
I'm already sitting
the
down,
minor league,
as it turns out.
Okay, that's fine. Tell me about the minor league team of the week.
So, are you familiar with a different kind of sport involving horses?
Is it polo?
No, sorry, I can't hit the button in time. No. Close though.
Marco.
No. Your typical thoroughbred horse racing. There was the great big one, as I think they call it, the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs was recently.
Are we going to be playing a round of ska band or racehorse then? Are we just going full morning show now?
I wish I had prepared that, but I did not.
Tune in next week because we'll probably be playing that.
We certainly will be. Now, we have previously covered the Louisville Bats as a minor league team of the week. However, in commemoration of the Kentucky Derby, the Louisville Bats temporarily changed their name to the Derby City Mint Juleps. And it's very good. You should look at their little mint julep logo. It's quite something.
This is, as much as minor league teams do a great job at sort of honoring different heritage things, especially like what we were looking at with the Copa de la Diversión hats, to go sort of the like exact opposite and take a very like hoity-toity drink that is only had during a very expensive horse race,
right,
is pretty funny to me.
Yeah, and even the jersey design
also
here, which sort of apes the designs of the jerseys that the jockeys wear. Like it has Argyle pattern on the sleeves.
Oh wow,
it's very good.
Look at
it's
that.
Very good. Yeah, and it's even this mint green color, which
it's very minty. Ooh,
I really like the mint green color, just like as a color for clothing. So this is very much up my alley. And then the hat itself is green, and the bill is purple, and that's just a great early '90s color combination to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and the pink. You got like the sort of
the pink too.
hot
Yes,
fuchsia.
Right, exactly. So so the logo is a little mint julep tin cup, whose nose is a horseshoe, which is the only weird detail, I think. But yeah, it's pretty good.
They're trying way too hard to make that happen.
Yeah, they're trying to hit you over the head with like, do you get it? Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Do
you get it?
Horses, right?
Do you get it?
Put a horse on there.
No, let me explain. So there's this horse race also held in the city, and you're like, no, I'm good.
I got it. I'm okay. Please stop talking. I'm good.
Hover.com has got to have some sort of deal with the MILB, the like minor league team system, because they get the URLs for all of these sort of like one-offs that they do. You can go to derbycitymintjuleps.com to go to their microsite. They must spend the like budget for each of these teams and the sort of yearly stuff that they do at their stadium, the like promotions and whatnot. They've got to spend a boatload of cash on these TLDs.
I'm sure they do. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they got to go through quite a lot of them, I'm sure.
Jersey
I mean, they've got, because they're at the moment, or rather recently, they were the Murciélagos for the Copa de la Diversión. So that was another.
Right.
They've changed their name twice in like 2 months.
All right. Well, if you'd like to see images, either of these hats, I guess, eventually, if you want to see a photo of me pointing at a hashtag for the MLB Food Fest, or if you want to see sort of half-eaten images of the food I ate at MLB Food Fest, go over to patreon.com/goodstuff, because that'll likely be in whatever link that I share for that extra innings that we do for this show, typically following and preceding your regularly scheduled program for Baseline. If you've got any suggestions, of course, you can also email us topics@baseline.show. We will talk about really any weird baseball thing that you've got, because at this point, that's kind of all I'm finding interesting about baseball when our teams are losing.
Yeah.
More or less. I mean, bees. I mean, we both got to deal with bees.
Bees.
It's sort of taking the sting out of the season so far, if you know what I mean.
Yes. It's the bee's knees.
It is indeed. You can follow us at baseline_show on Twitter. We'll let you know when new episodes are posted, and we'd love to also hear your topic suggestions. And if you've got a square suggestion for our baseline bingo, send that over to us as well. It could be, I don't know, hitting for the cycle. That would probably be like an ultimate, you just get all of them at once. Something like that. Send it over. bingo@baseline.show. And of course, do us a favor and head over to Goodstuff.fm and check out some of the other great shows, including the other version, I guess, of this game that I played with Kenny over on Morning Show, Goodstuff.fm/Morning Show. He did, I think, worse than you did. So
that is shocking.
Go have some fun with that. That is a fully matured baseball fan versus Andrew, who is obviously coming up here in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed. Nice work.
Thank you. I'll take a bow, I guess.
Yes, please.
Yep.
It's actually, if you walk out of the dugout, you don your cap and you just sort of like wave it at the crowd, and then you go back in. You don't really make much of it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Understated. Yeah. Doff my cap for a moment. Then don it again. And return to the dugout. This has been Baseline, and that's the ballgame.
Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of this game without the express written consent of Goodstuff.fm is prohibited.